Okay, grinding the bottom of your pots using some silicon carbide and some dishwasher liquid. A little bit of water. A little bit of water to clean the bottom, and it's done. No scratches on the glass, perfect. See, there's no sound there at all. But it means the bottom of the pot is perfectly smooth. Have to use a figure 8 to make sure you cut all parts of the bottom of the foot, and it's perfect. And you hear there's no sound there at all, no scratches. Now with a lidded jar, same thing applies. A little bit of silicon carbide. Usually around about 80 mesh, same thing, and a figure of 8 to make sure you cut all the bottom part. Only takes a few minutes. If you don't use a figure of 8, what will happen is you'll actually have one side of the foot cut more than the other, and it will wobble when you put it down on a flat surface. So make sure you use a figure of 8. And it's done. Just clean the bottom of the pot, and I'll just check it again on this glass. It's nicely cleaned. You can rub that as much as you like. No scratches on the glass whatsoever. If the bottom of your pot is fairly bad, just keep going until you have it perfectly smooth. And now that's a beautiful finished foot. I'll do that with all my pots, and if it doesn't work out, just go back. A little bit more silicon carbide. I use dishwashing liquid, just use some cheap dishwashing liquid, and it keeps the silicon carbide on the glass rather than using water because it will run everywhere, so it will stay pretty well where it is. You can brush it all off because it can all be reused. So okay, so that's the bottom of the foot done. And you can hear there's no sound or scratchy noises on the glass. Now, to do your lids, you'll be able to hear the lid pretty rough. So what you need to do is same again, some silicon carbide. You don't have to use dishwashing liquid, you can just use water, but I prefer the dishwashing liquid because it just holds the silicon carbide in place. And that's pretty rough, so the idea is, just get your brush, brush it on the inside of your gallery, get your lid. If you just put a bit, just a piece of rag or whatever, it will just stop it from sliding in your hand, and just keep turning, and you'll hear the change in the tone where the silicon carbide's been cutting into the gallery and wearing away the glaze or some of the clay that's been sticking. Particularly if you have a lid that's difficult to take off and you eventually get it off, you'll find that there are bits and pieces that are stuck on the gallery that need to come off, otherwise the gallery's not going to sit down properly, and it's very grainy, so and it creates an airtight fit as well. So just keep turning it. Alright, just keep turning it, and it will cut all of that gallery away so it sits in perfectly. And you'll also notice that the sound will start to change, which means that the silicon carbide is grinding in the gallery as well as the lid, so it's going to sit in there perfectly. And again, the soap just helps, the dishwashing liquid just helps to keep the silicon carbide in place, and you'll see it's not really running everywhere, which means it's doing its job. Now this lid was difficult to take off. In fact, it wouldn't come off because it was stuck to the gallery. So one way of solving that problem, what you can do is, because it's stuck, just put your pot in the freezer and leave it there overnight. Then take it out and put it on a tap of very hot water, and it will tend to crack the seal between the lid and the gallery. And then just lightly get a piece of wood and lightly tap it, hold it up, and it will come free. But put it in the freezer, then hot water, and quite often that will break the seal between the gallery and the lid. So now you can hear the sound starting to change. The other good thing about doing it this way is that what happens is that any gallery or any lid that's not perfectly round needs to go back in the exact position that it came out of when you put it in the kiln. But by doing the silicon carbide, a bit of the dishwasher liquid, what will happen is you'll be able to put it in on any position, so you're actually cutting away, and you can actually cut it away so it fits in perfectly. You can hear the sound, it's completely different. Now I'll wash that off and we'll check it again. Well, I'll just wipe that off. And now we can put that lid back on again. And you can hear there's no noise there at all. And it fits on in any position, it's perfect. There's not that scratchy sound that you have when you have a lid that fits on and the gallery's still got rubbish from the firing. So it's nicely smooth in there, and that sits on nice and neat. And the bottom is perfect, which means that you can sit on a glass table and it won't scratch the glass table at all. So I do that with all my work. There's never a pot that, if you do that, you'll find it's not scratching the glass whatsoever. So if you do that with all your pots, it will just finish it a little bit more professional. So when you sell the work, when I handle the pieces, you can hear that there's no sound in that. There's no sound in that gallery at all. But sometimes you'll find that the gallery, when you put the lids on, it sounds very rough or feels rough. The silicon carbide, 80 mesh silicon carbide, it doesn't take long. Put it on there, grind it in, and the job's done. And as I said, the dishwashing liquid just helps to hold it in place so there's not water scattered everywhere. I usually finish, give it a good clean, and I generally leave the silicon carbide, lift it all off and put it aside somewhere, and when you come back again, it's a matter of adding a bit more, maybe a bit of water, a bit of detergent, and away you go again. And you fix your problems with your pots. So they're perfect when you're finished, and it means that you add just a bit more professionalism to your work. The people are quite happy to feel the pots, how the lid comes off. They'll be surprised that they fit so perfectly. So easy done, and it's just something that I always do with my work. I never sell any work that I haven't ground the galleries or the foot.